Good days, Dave Hughes here, and joining us in the studio in the big chair. Get comfortable. It's a comfy chair, Casey. Casey Dixon.
It really is a very nice, comfy chair.
Casey Dixon with Mississippi Blood Services joins us. How are you doing today?
This morning, doing really good. It's not as hot out there just yet. I'm sure it's getting there.
You know, I was talking to my wife yesterday, and she brought up, she said, is it just me, or does it feel like really overall it hasn't been as hot this summer?
I would agree to that. There's been a couple of days here and there, maybe a week, that it's been ridiculously hot. But for the most part, it hasn't been terrible. But
no,
that doesn't
really
mean
hasn't.
It's not coming.
You know what that means? If you're not dealing with that, if you don't have the heat-related stress and everything else, it's a perfect opportunity to go and give blood.
That's a perfect opportunity to do it, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So how are things going at Mississippi Blood Services?
Well, right now, Mississippi Blood Services is experiencing the same type of reduction in donations as the rest of the United States. During the summertime, donations are typically down, and that's because a lot of people get out and do a lot of traveling for the summer and visiting families and vacations. So when that happens, a lot of the donations or our normal donors don't have the opportunity to come in as frequently as they normally do.
And that's a tough hill to climb for you, isn't it?
It really is. And luckily, we have a lot of loyal donors around our area that take the time to kind of coordinate all of their travels around their donation time so they can come in and donate and help those patients in Mississippi.
And that is fantastic because we talk about it all the time, but it always bears repeating. If you give 1 pint of blood, you're saving up to 3 lives, right?
That's correct, up to 3 lives. And another statistic that's interesting is, you know, we've had a lot of shootings go around lately, but we've also had a lot of wrecks this summer. And a lot of times, those individuals could use up to 50 units of blood.
Wow.
During one of those surgeries. Again, depending on the severity of the situation, but that is a possibility.
Wow, that's a lot.
A lot of blood.
That really underlines just how important it is to get every single pint donated that you can, because it's literally, in that case, you can't wait and hope somebody comes in tomorrow if you've just had a bad car accident and they need surgery now. Exactly.
And that's why it's so crucial that during the summer, as well as going into the fall season, we like to keep our shelves fairly full. Those situations can happen in a drop of a hat, and having the supply available where we can get that to the hospitals as quickly as we can is exactly what we need to be able to do.
Well, especially when you consider, I realize everybody looks at the summertime months as the big travel months when most people are on the road. The problem with that theory to me is we're about to start the period where everyone's out going back and forth to school and football games.
That's
and then immediately after that, you have the holidays coming up. We're about to hit, to me, almost a busier time of year for people on the road than the summer in some ways.
That is true. But fortunately, a lot of our schools participate in a grant program that we have available. This grant program is one where they host X amount of drives per school year and collect X amount of units during that school year. But it's also an opportunity for us to get in front of the young people to help educate them on the importance of donating. We also provide different types of opportunities for us to come in and help determine what their blood type is by doing a blood typing event. And a lot of our schools really appreciate that from the standpoint of letting the students know how important it is to donate regularly, but also what gift they have available to give, meaning if their blood type is really critical for platelet donors, or if they are the universal donor. Those types of information, and students, probably juniors and seniors, a lot of them don't know that information. And so being able to communicate and share that with them is very, very crucial at this age.
Well, and I know a lot of adults that don't know what their blood type is.
That's true, too.
That's just kind of the way it is. It's one of those facts that kind of slides through the cracks for a lot of people. You mentioned blood types, though. What are some of the big ones for the folks that do know what their blood type is, to impress on them how important it is, especially for them, everybody, of course, but for them especially? What are the big blood types that you're always looking for?
We're always looking for O's, whether they're negative or positive, as well as B's, negative and positive. So those two elements, while they are universal donor and one of the most critical elements, having those on the shelves as often as possible, we can absolutely supply those to the hospitals. Going back to what you just said, as far as individuals not knowing their blood type, if they go into the hospital because of whatever situation, whether it's an accident, childbirth, whatever, if they don't know it, the doctors don't know it. So having that universal available to go ahead and supply the blood when necessary is absolutely critical.
And that's another great reason you really underscored why it's kind of important to know what your blood type is.
It's very helpful, yes.
Yeah, that could come in handy if suddenly somebody is asking you in a critical situation, what's your blood type? I don't know is not really what you want to say. And the best part is, if you don't know your blood type, you don't know what it is, you've just never found out, I'm willing to bet that if you go give blood, you can probably find out, can't you?
You can. Once you give blood, there's some testing that goes along with it to determine what that type is. But as soon as that's finished, we'll be able to provide it to you right there.
So you can save up to 3 lives, you can make life easier for a lot of people, and you can get some information that might be critical to your own health care one day.
That's true. Very true.
That's a triple win, Casey. I don't know what else we could ask for.
Well, another opportunity is looking at those businesses or someone in the church community or groups throughout the area that are not close to one of our collection centers, being able to step up and ask for us to come to them and collect blood in their area, because a lot of the donors are not necessarily right around the street from a collection center. So we like to have our mobile drives. We usually have somewhere between 4 to 10, depending on the day, available out in the community to make it more convenient for the donors to come there versus having to travel a further distance to the center.
Now, if you have a business or you have a church or a church group that is interested in hosting the mobile drives, about how much advance notice do you need? They contact you and say, hey, we want you to come over. Can you be here in an hour? That's not going to work.
It's not going to work that quickly, no. But we do like to have, we have the ability to turn it around fairly quickly, depending on what's going on, especially if a business is connected to an individual that we mentioned that is in need of blood because of a particular situation. There are opportunities where we can adjust schedules so we can accommodate those. But if you're looking at a general business that wants to just host it for the benefit of their employees as well as the community, we love to have at least a 2-week notice, if not more. That way we can make sure that the schedule is accommodating to what they need and when they want it. And the good thing is we help them by providing a lot of the external marketing pieces. We communicate to our donors through emails and texts, and then we also provide them some materials on site to help advertise it locally.
So you do a lot of the heavy lifting for this.
We try really hard. We want to make it as convenient for the donors as well as the businesses participating.
Well, I have to say, it's a lot of work. I don't know how you keep all the moving pieces straight in this whole thing, because it's a lot of stuff to keep track of, Casey, but you're doing a fantastic job of it.
Thank
you really
you.
are.
Thank you. The team back at Mississippi Blood Services is amazing. It goes down from the individuals that help us with the cleaning all the way up to the coordination of the drives, down to the individuals who are actually collecting the blood, whether it's in the centers or on the mobiles, as well as the donors. We couldn't do this without the donors.
Before we run out of time, I just got to ask, On average, how many vampire jokes do you get a day?
Fortunately, I don't get a lot, but the average one is one or two. But as we're going into Halloween, they're going to increase.
Well, that's a good one. Do you do Halloween-themed drives?
We try. We have a couple of our groups that have done it historically, and they come up with a costume, and all the donors come out and do donations in costumes. And then we like to be able to do stuff at the center as well to help support the holiday.
Whatever you have to do to save lives, and that's what they're doing at Mississippi Blood Services. Keep up the good work. If I don't know if you have a number off the top of your head, if there is a business or a church or someone that's listening to this and going, hey, we could have them over here, maybe we could help out, how do they get a hold of you?
The easiest way is go straight to our website at msblood.com. We have a form on there for requesting to host a drive, so they can do it, and that's the easiest way. It comes right to us.
So just go to the website, give it to them one more time.
msblood.com.
msblood.com, and then you can help save. Actually, if you put together and host a blood drive, you can save a bunch of lives.
That is right, a bunch of lives. That's right. Or a
bunch
school.
of lives.
Even if some of the schools want to take part in some of this, they can do that as well.
Yes, it's a fantastic idea. There are no wrong people to host a blood drive.
No, not at all.
There's no wrong group out there. Take the word of your favorite vampire. There's your one for today. Now it's off the table,
All
Casey.
right, I got it.
I am here for you. Casey Dixon with Miss